Welcome to Gentle Herb Living. If you like the idea of rich, crumbly humus, but don't have the time or space for a turning compost pile, there's a better way. Build humus in place using simple, low-effort in-ground and surface methods that rely on biology, not buckets and constant work. Over the next few minutes, you'll learn a sequence of steps that turn kitchen greens, leaves, cover crops, and cardboard into living humus right where you need it most. This isn't magic. It's practical soil building that any gardener can do, even if you're short on time. Step 1. Choose the right spot and prepare the bed before you add anything. Pick a bed or raised area that you want to improve for next season. Remove large perennial roots or stones, and loosen the top 6 to 10 inches of soil with a fork or broad fork so new roots and microbes can move in. If you're working a lawn or a fallow patch, mark out the area and mow it short. Good preparation makes the difference between a slow patch and soil that actually converts organics into humus. Step 2. Gather the 3 groups of materials you'll work with: greens, browns, and microbial inoculant. Greens are fresh plant material, kitchen vegetable scraps, and just to be clear, that means no meat, dairy, oils, or pet waste, plus fresh grass clippings and green prunings. Browns are carbon-shredded cardboard, paper, dry leaves, straw, or chipped woody material. For microbes, bring a handful of loose garden soil or a small scoop of mature compost to seed the layers. This step accelerates decomposition and humus formation without building a pile. Step 3. Use trench burial for deep humus and immediate in-bed improvement. Dig a shallow trench about 6 to 10 inches deep and 1 foot wide along the bed. Add a layer of greens, then a thin layer of shredded cardboard or dry leaves to cover them. Sprinkle a handful of garden soil or compost over the layer to inoculate it, then repeat with more greens and browns until the trench is nearly full. Cover with the soil you removed and tamp lightly. This buried material breaks down in place, feeds soil life, and creates concentrated humus where future roots will reach. Step 4. Use sheet mulch, sometimes called the lasagna method, for surface humus and weed suppression. On beds where you don't want to dig, just lay down a cardboard base that overlaps, and give it a good soak so it's thoroughly wet. Next, add a layer of greens across the cardboard, then a thicker layer of dry leaves or straw, and finally, a thin coating of soil or finished compost to inoculate everything. You'll want to repeat these layers to a depth of about 3 to 6 inches and finish it all off with a protective mulch. Over the coming weeks and months, the whole sheet mulch will gradually collapse into the soil, building humus, holding onto moisture, and suppressing weeds, all without turning a single forkful. Step 5. Plant cover crops as living humus builders, and then chop and drop them. So seed a legume-based cover crop, like clover, vetch, or field peas, into empty beds in late summer or early autumn. Let the plants grow until they reach their peak biomass, then just cut them down and leave the residues right on the surface, or you can shallowly incorporate them if you prefer. These living roots fix nitrogen, break up compaction, and provide masses of green material that turn into humus exactly where you need it. Cover crops are honestly the classic low-effort, high-return strategy for building in-situ humus. Step 6. Keep moisture steady and protect the biology with a winter mulch. Humus forms because microbes and worms are active, so it's important to keep the treated beds just slightly moist, not soggy. Think of a wrung-out sponge. Cover everything with an insulating mulch of straw or finished compost to prevent the surface from baking in the sun or drying out in the wind. And don't forget, mulch also keeps birds and pests from digging up buried scraps, and it helps maintain the microbial community that's doing all the hard work for you. Alright, let's dive into step 7. Encourage those worms and beneficial life to finish the job faster. You can do this by adding small amounts of cooked and crushed cereal or coffee grounds, but remember, moderation is key. Keep the moisture levels right and steer clear of pesticides. If you can, try to avoid digging the treated areas because the earthworms and fungal networks will do the mixing and humus conversion for you. After 8 to 12 weeks, you'll notice darker soil, castings, and improved tilth. Significant humus will have formed in just a few months, and it'll keep increasing steadily with each repeat application. Moving on to step 8, avoiding the common mistakes that stop humus from forming. It's crucial not to bury meat, dairy, oils, pet waste, or plants with disease or viable weed seed heads, as these attract pests and spread problems. Also, don't add only one type of material. A mix of greens and browns balanced with soil inoculant is essential. And don't expect instant compost. This method is about building stable humus over time rather than fast-turning hot piles. Consistency, just a little every season, is what produces deep, lasting humus. Now, on to step 9. Put the humus to work and repeat where the garden needs it most. When the soil darkens and crumbles, you can plant directly into it or fork a small amount into your planting holes. Use the best humus near heavy feeders and in new beds where structure really matters. Repeat the same trench, sheet mulch, and cover crop routine each fall or early spring, and your soil will steadily improve without the need to haul compost or turn piles. If you want humus without the sweat of traditional composting, these in-place steps deliver real, measurable results. Try one small bed this season and compare the next year. You'll see better moisture retention, stronger roots, and plants that need less supplemental feeding. If this guide helped, please subscribe to Gentle Herb Living for more practical soil tactics, and share this with a fellow gardener who wants the benefits of humus without the compost heap. Together, we'll grow healthier soil the smart way.